We have a great show for you today because, well, we're going to do something new and something fun. We're going to talk about what happened on the latest edition of SmackDown, giving you some of the key top moments that happened in review, a little bit of a SmackDown recap, but we're going to take it up a notch because we're also going to spice in some 2K22 gameplay to go along with it. So let's get into the SmackDown recap right now. So the purpose of giving you these SmackDown recaps is, one, we have a little bit of fun with some 2K22 gameplay going on and give you just some thoughts of where we think some of the key storyline elements are going to go with WWE TV programming, where we're going to go with Extreme Rules from anything that's going to happen on Raw and SmackDown, all of that good stuff. SmackDown was just in the books, and there are some key moments, key things that happened. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of SmackDown this past week? Because you got Braun Strowman destroying people, you got Karrion Kross doing shenanigans, you got Solo Sikoa just manning up, joining the bloodline. Sami Zayn is in there too. That's a lot of fun. So let's kick things off though, because one of the things that really stood out to me that I enjoyed right off the bat with SmackDown was going to be the 6-man tag team match, where you had the Brawling Brutes in the 6-man against Imperium. Like we saw at Clash at the Castle, Imperium has been branded again. They still have the updated like Gunther music, the new Imperium theme song that they have, which I'm totally fine with. Let me know what you think. But this match was hard hitting. The crowd was really into it. That's what I really liked, is that we had a hot crowd for SmackDown, and they were really into this match, and especially having Gunther and Sheamus square off against each other, chopping away, just bruising each other up. They absolutely dug this match. I'm into it. I wonder if we are going to get either a full other 6-man tag match at Extreme Rules, maybe just making it a tables match or Extreme Rules match, put all these guys back together again, or are they going to do Sheamus and Gunther again for the IC title? But either way, Sheamus had killed it at Clash at the Castle, Gunther too, and I love that we have Vinci up there too in Imperium. Great to see him coming out of NXT 2.0. This match was hard hitting. I loved it. Imperium hit the Imperial Bomb on Rich Holland for the win. And this really, I feel like, is a good storyline. And frankly, now we get another tag team in the division to go after the Universal Undisputed Tag Team titles eventually. But Imperium would be really cool. I think once the Usos drop the tag titles and they go through a couple other stories with the IC title and the tag titles, I think it'd be really cool if we had Imperium holding all of that gold on there until Gunther moves on to go to like heavyweight and going up to the top title. Next up that I want to talk about is going to be this elimination fatal 5-way match to determine the #1 contender to go up against Liv Morgan for the SmackDown Women's Championship. In this match, you did get Ronda Rousey, Sonya Deville, Natalya, Lacey Evans, and Xia Li facing off each other. First off, I love a good elimination match. I'm always in favor of any. In 2K22, I'll always take an elimination style match. I just love it. It's just a lot of fun for me. I had high hopes for this match. They did build it up a little bit. They had previewed it. They were talking about this match a lot online. We did get Ronda Rousey winning this match, eventually going through and going one-on-one with Sonya Deville and making her submit and tap out to the ankle lock. And now she's going to go up. Ronda's going to go up against Liv Morgan for the SmackDown title at Extreme Rules. Now, they've done a better job, I think, with Ronda Rousey overall now that she is a heel. They're letting her a little bit looser on the mic. I'm not sure what they're going to do at Extreme Rules. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? What do you want them to do with Ronda Rousey versus Liv Morgan? Do you think that Liv is going to get a full clean win over Ronda Rousey? Do you think that they're just going to keep that title on Liv Morgan? Or do you think that they're going to bounce it back to Ronda Rousey? I'm not sure how I feel about this, because you did have Liv go up and beat Shayna Baszler to retain the title. You did get a backstage segment between Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey on SmackDown, which was cool. And the two of them talking like they're going to team up. What I can see them doing is one of two things. One, I can see Ronda winning and dominating over Liv Morgan for the women's title, and then maybe going on a run with Shayna Baszler and they grab the tag team titles. I'd love to see that, if they grab the women's tag titles, because the two of them could be just that MMA tag team, just dominate, and then they kind of have all that gold. That puts them in line to be just a massive team, and everyone is gunning for these heels to try and take the belts off of them, because I don't think Raquel Gonzalez and Aaliyah are going to hold the belts very long, or they go in the other direction and they have Liv Morgan retain. But I feel like if they want Liv to retain, she's got to win like definitively against Ronda. The last match against Ronda, it wasn't that clean, and I think Liv, for her character and for developing her story, they need to get Liv like a really solid win. Maybe she can at Extreme Rules, since it's presumably going to be an Extreme Rules match. That might help, but it's still a gimmick match. I still think if you want Liv to get up there next level as a superstar and be even more credible, I think she needs that really solid, clean win. I'm not sure how it's going to go at Extreme Rules. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, we did have Braun Strowman come in. Braun Strowman entered. He's got new music. What do you think about Braun Strowman's new entrance music? It's kind of like a remix of his original one and this new thing. I try to listen really closely with headphones too, and I don't really know if I'm just kind of indifferent to it, frankly. Braun Strowman came out, interrupted the Alpha Academy, even though they're all on Raw, but now they're on SmackDown. Sure, but this was just a segment to set up for Braun to come out and destroy Alpha Academy. The question I have is, what are they going to do with Braun Strowman from a storyline perspective in the next several months? He has nobody to face against at Extreme Rules. I would think that maybe Braun is just going to go and destroy more stuff at Extreme Rules, lift a truck, flip something over, do something crazy, because I don't think there's anybody right now that they're going to gun for with Braun. You want to build him up again as a big monster and a big threat, but what I can see them doing is, and I'm not necessarily nuts on it, is have him go up against Roman at like the Saudi Arabia show coming up. I can see them doing that, but again, you're not going to take the title off Roman. The reports are out there that Roman, they have no real plans to drop the titles off of Roman until like WrestleMania. Presumably when he goes up against The Rock, he'll still win at Mania. So I don't know what you're going to do with Braun. And if you're going to have him go up against Roman, it's not going to happen. So I don't know if you really want to go down that path, because it's how credible is it really going to be? But I'm curious what they do with Braun. Braun being back, it's fun. I'm into it. I want to know what they're going to do with him from a storyline perspective. And the other big moment that we had was going to be Drew McIntyre versus the main event debut of Solo Sikoa, who interfered at Clash of the Castle, helped Roman Reigns retain the title, and he is entrenched in the bloodline. I was wondering how they were going to bring up Solo, if you're going to have him, against the bloodline or just not involved with him at all. But he is fully involved, baked in with the bloodline. The interactions with Sami Zayn are still tremendous. Sami is still like the best thing of all of this, but we had Drew McIntyre and Solo Sikoa main event. I love that they did this match. I love that they did it off the bat, because I'm trying to compare how they may have done it if it was all under Vince McMahon. If they brought up Solo, I don't think he would even be in the bloodline. I think they probably changed his whole character, right? Like they would do something totally different and put him on Raw, and it'd be weird. Now it did end in a schmoz and a DQ with Karrion Kross coming in and attacking Drew McIntyre, which I'm good with. I'm not sure I really like, and I'm digging how when Karrion Kross is involved, everything goes black and white, and they like drop the frame rate on everything. That it's a little goofy. I guess it kind of works. It could work for the TV audience a little bit. It definitely grabs your attention, but I think this was a good way to kind of get out of the match. I wasn't expecting Karrion Kross to really get involved. I kind of forgot about him for SmackDown. Solo Sikoa and Drew McIntyre, great match. Solo looks great. I hope he stays healthy. I think he's great to add into the bloodline. And now that you kind of round everything out, I really would like to see if Solo Sikoa down the road, as they build him and build up his credibility and go through more stars and more matches, I hope that one day maybe you see him this year hold the IC title, or if they have him over on Raw, because the bloodline just kind of goes on whichever show they want. Maybe you have him go on Raw and you can get his hands on the US title at some point. I'm just thinking of like WWE wanting to get the bloodline with like all of the gold and do this while Roman is still at the very top of it all. It was a great main event match, and again, I don't think if we were under Vince we would get this type of main event match right now. I thought they would have built this to Extreme Rules, and that's probably just how they traditionally would have done stuff and would have done this build. But I'm glad they did it on SmackDown. It was a lot of fun, and we're still building up to Extreme Rules. It feels right now, let me know what you think, but I feel that right now we're going to get Drew versus Karrion Kross at Extreme Rules. If we do that, I think that we need to have Karrion Kross go over and beat Drew McIntyre. Maybe Drew's got to start building himself back up a little bit, but you need to have Karrion Kross look really strong. He's supposed to be this dominant, crazy guy that is dominating the roster, and he's attacking and he's targeting Drew McIntyre and Roman. I think you'd have to have Karrion Kross win, and if he is going to go up against Drew at Extreme Rules, but that'd be a cool match. And frankly, I think SmackDown overall, I think it was solid and was a lot of fun. Let me know what you think. If you guys enjoy this show and what we're doing for SmackDown recaps and Raw recap coming up, hit that like button because it helps us out a lot and lets me know that you guys like this. Comment below, all that good stuff. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.